In a quiet village where the earth hummed and the stars whispered, each soul carried a glow that revealed the strength of their intuition. In a village where everyone glowed, one little girl stood quietly in the shadow of their light. In a village of glowing rings, one boy's glow could light up the whole square. That's Ravi, the one villagers talk about with brightest ring, fastest runner, funniest jokes. Anvi stands near the edge of the village square. She tries to smile, tries to stand tall, but her face falls. She looks up, nothing above her head. She copied his steps. She repeated his jokes. She even practiced his smile in the mirror. But no matter what she did, her glow never came. Is something wrong with me? Why do their lights come so easily and mine not at all? Anvi turns away from the square. A faint breeze brushes her cheek. She walks slowly toward the forest path, alone but curious. In the heart of the forest, where the wind whispered through leaves and silence hummed like a song, Anvi found something she never expected. The monk sat bathed in a light not of this world, not loud, not proud, just pure. Anvi asked, "How are you glowing like this, without even doing anything?" The monk smiles, opens his eyes slowly, "Because I stopped trying to shine." Monk said, "When I was your age, I too chased the brightest glow. I copied the smartest, the fastest, the most praised. But the more I tried to be them, the more I lost the sound of me." I will tell you a story of clay lamp. There was once a festival in a big town. Everyone brought huge fancy lamps to place in the temple. Golden, silver, sparkling. A small girl came with a simple clay lamp. It had no jewels, no shine, just oil and a steady wick. The guard laughed. "That little thing won't be seen next to all this grandeur." But the girl placed her lamp in a dark corner of the temple where no other light reached. And there, her tiny flame lit up the forgotten space. Later that night, the priest said, "The biggest lamps lit what was already bright, but this little flame lit the shadow." And we asked, "How do I understand my inner voice from the lies within me?" Monk smiled and said, "The truth is, we all have both. A quiet inner knowing, our intuition, and a louder inner noise, like fear, ego, conditioning, overthinking. The inner voice feels like peace, not panic. Even when it speaks hard truths, it remains calm, steady, grounded. It might say, "This may be tough, but it's right." In contrast, fear shouts, ego rushes, lies feel anxious and urgent. "You'll miss out. You're not good enough." That isn't your truth. That's noise. The real voice within never panics. It whispers and it waits. The inner voice is quiet. It never shouts. To hear it, you must slow down. Breathe. Make space for stillness. It speaks not for likes or applause, but for truth that lasts. Lies chase praise. But the inner voice, it leads to peace, to purpose, to growth. Sometimes it feels scary, like saying no, like walking alone. But deep down, it feels like freedom. Anvi asks, "So, I don't have to be the biggest?" Monk answered softly, "No, just be the one who shows up where it's needed most. Even a little flame can warm someone who's forgotten their light." Monk gently and softly said, "The inner voice is your wisest friend. The lies are just echoes of fear, shame, or others' expectations." As Anvi walked into the village, her eyes caught the shimmer of spilled water near the well. An elderly woman, frail and tired, knelt by a cracked clay pot, struggling to gather the pieces. Without a word, Anvi knelt beside her. She held the woman's hand, picked up the shards, and together they drew fresh water. One pot, one smile, one quiet kindness at a time. That night, as Anvi lay down to sleep, A warmth settled deep in her chest. It wasn't from the day's sun. It was the glow that only comes when your heart knows. Today, I did something right. After few days one evening, Anvi has only a small piece of roti for dinner. She's sitting by the doorstep. She sees a younger child staring at her from the street, thin, hungry. Anvi looked at the small piece of roti in her hand. It was all she had. But then she saw the boy, barefoot, thin, and quietly watching her with hopeful eyes. Without a second thought, she smiled and gently offered it to him. Anvi's kindness didn't go unnoticed. Her quiet compassion, her simple acts of care, they began to ripple through the village like light through leaves. People saw something different in her, a warmth that healed, a smile that soothed, and in their eyes, Anvi found what her heart had been searching for all along, the true meaning of her life: to serve, to heal, to love. In a world filled with noise, fear, ego, shame, the chase for praise and validation, it's easy to forget who we truly are. We start listening to everything except the one voice that matters most. But the truest guide isn't out there. It's always been within you, quiet, steady, honest. When you listen to that voice, your inner voice, you don't just hear truth. You begin to remember your true self.